I've been involved with going into prisons and encouraging volunteer involvement for the last 30 years. And I've met a lot of people, a lot of interesting people, a lot of people who wish they had a chance to start over with their choices, with the decisions they made in their lives. Most of them know that it's going to be really difficult to do it by themselves. And so the role of volunteers in coming alongside and being an encouragement and listening to the stories and the frustration and maybe giving them some referrals and guidance can be indispensable for people who really want to break away from the things, the activities, the crimes that took them to prison. When you're in prison, whether you're popular or not, everybody knows you, they know what they can expect from you. You come out of prison and you're nobody in many cases, unless you're hooked up with some of the old connections. And so you get up in the morning, you walk out into the street and you see cars going by, people going to work, mothers and fathers taking their kids to school, and you have none of that. You're alone. And suddenly your status is gone. Inside you may have had a reputation. Out in the community you don't have one, at least very little one, unless somebody knows about your history. I've often said that I'd rather have people coming out of prison at the end of their sentence or when they're paroled to a community of friends than to a hostile community. And so volunteers can be a wonderful bridge to making those connections and believing in people who've done their time, believing that it's not necessarily a pattern that's set for life. Understanding that when people go back to prison, the most likely reason is that they're feeling alone and powerless. Loneliness takes more people back to prison than almost anything else. And it takes a while to develop, to build community relationships that are reliable, that you can depend on. So volunteers can have a crucial role in that. Volunteers can introduce you to their friends. Volunteers can help you open a bank account if you've never done that. Volunteers can introduce you to their friends, their ball teams, their church groups, their AA groups, wherever they happen to be engaged, and introduce you as a friend, not somebody to be feared. And there's the importance of family, a place where you belong, a place where you can go and know that you're not in the way. So many people don't have that if they've been out of circulation, if they've been alienated from family. So volunteers, to a large extent, can become that family. They can introduce you to people who add to that circle of relationship. Many of the people in prison are there because of their addictions, because of their compulsive behaviors. And so there's many people in the community who deal with the same issues. So to be able to find those people and find the encouragement and fellowship and to listen to the stories and to tell yours and to be heard and encouraged and believed in can help people get through the day, the week, the month. The other thing that for a lot of people coming out of prison, is money. If you went in after making easy money, it's going to be a real challenge to live on welfare. It's just about impossible. To start looking for work, there's a lot of reluctance to reveal where you come from. There are actually a lot of community people who appreciate and recognize that people are trying, that they want to change their history and start over, and will give people a chance even if they are coming out of prison. But it's hard to approach those people with confidence. And I've been with people who've driven, well, in one case, somebody drove, I think, 7 miles on his bicycle and knocked on a door, and then when the manager came out, he says, "Oh, you won't hire me anyway," and turned around and walked away. There's just the fear of failure, and so if you have somebody to go with you and say, "Hey, you have skills, you can learn, you're young, you're strong, don't underestimate yourself," and people will recognize your initiative and enthusiasm and value it. And the other thing that I think can be really helpful is to get involved with volunteer stuff. To do anything from, coming in from the community, to help set up at the folk festival, work in the community garden. You can help clean up around the John Howard yard, or connect with a church work bee. There's ways to meet people, and people may find that there's a lot more acceptance than they had anticipated. The volunteers have a major role breaking down the prejudice, the fear, because the fear is real. The fear is real in the community. The fear is real for prisoners trying to reintegrate into the community. But a volunteer who accepts, who believes in you, who introduces you as a friend, can make a huge difference. And relationships can start, confidence can build, and I've often told people that coming out of prison, people underestimate what they can accomplish in a year. Overestimate what they can accomplish in a year, but underestimate what they can accomplish in 5. And so Rome wasn't built in a day. People need to take their time. The community needs to be patient. The community needs to accept the process and come alongside and be there.